All right, hello, my beautiful Taurus. So this is Vovo Tarot. It's me, Joni Vovo, a drag performer based in Sydney's Inner West. And I decided I'm going to start experimenting with doing YouTube monthly tarot reading videos for all the zodiac signs. So I just finished my very first video ever for Aries. So I'm just working my way through the calendar. So lucky you, I'm onto Taurus. So this is a general reading. So it's, the collective energy for a bunch of people, whoever ends up landing on this video and watching it. So if Taurus is your sun, moon, rising, or sits somewhere else in your birth chart, this video is for you. So take what messages resonate. And if the stories don't quite align, that's okay. It just means this video isn't for you and it's for another Taurus in the collective. I have done lots of personal private readings for friends in the past, and I thought, why not? I'll give it a go. I'll do an online reading, just see how it goes. So if you want, throw your feedback in the comments, positive, negative. I'll open myself up to it. I'd love to get better at what I do. So if you have any suggestions, any feedback, I'd love to hear from you. All right, well, I'll just give the cards a bit of a shuffle. So today I'm using just a standard Rider-Waite deck. I might pull some clarifiers as we go if I need to. Otherwise, I'll just be using a standard Celtic cross. So we'll look at your current situation, immediate past, future, what the cross energy or the potential problem that you're currently facing is, what's known sitting in your conscious mind, what's unknown sitting in the unconscious. We'll also look at any advice, external factors, your hopes and fears, and also what the external outcome might be. All right, given that a shuffle, let's jump in. Current energy, cross energy, past, future, what's known, what's unknown, advice, external factors, hopes and fears, and final outcome. All right, let's jump straight in. So your current situation is, all right, we've got the upside down sun. So the sun arguably is one of the best cards in the deck. So this is where just everything's working. Everything is in your favor. Like you're in the flow of life. Everything works. You put effort in. You get the result you want. You're happy. You're in connection, in community. You've got the right job, the right relationship. Just, everything's coming up Millhouse. But inverted, I guess you're kind of sensing something in your life isn't quite right. You're not quite where you want to be. And I don't know what area of your life that might apply to, if that's, at work, your romantic relationships, your social connections, your family. It just feels like something is off and not quite right. It feels like something perhaps needs to change so that you can feel like you're back in the flow of life. Okay, strong starting point. We'll continue. So let's look at the immediate past. So we've got, all right, the Knight of Pentacles upside down. Oh, sounds like you've been doing a lot of hard work. So the Knight of Pentacles is the workhorse of the tarot. So they are very much like nose to the grind, hand to the plow, putting in all the effort, working hard, being diligent, taking on, all the workload, putting in the brunt and effort into, all areas of life. So inverted, maybe you're a bit burnt out. Maybe you've been the knight and you've realized, hey, this isn't working. I've been working so bloody hard and I'm so exhausted. I'm now kind of a bit burnt out and I can't keep going with this energy, being you know, 200% in all areas of my life. I need to approach things in a different way. I'm not quite happy where I am, but I can't keep going ahead, putting all my effort, all my energy, all my time into all areas. This just isn't working. Okay, that's a lot. Let's have a look now at the immediate future. All right, we've got the King of Wands. So the Kings, in some senses, are a leveled up version of the Knights. So the Knights are very much about action. They're on the front line, they're in the field, they're, you know, using their own muscle and brawn to get things done. Whereas the King kind of has a bit more of a vantage point. You know, you see this guy, and also, you know, tarot isn't about gender. It's just about different modalities. So, you know, don't over obsessed about gender. I mean, obviously, gender is fluid. Do with it what you want. So the King of Wands has a bit of a higher perspective, can sort of observe, process, make decisions, but also it's the bloody King of Wands. So this is the master manifester. So they've got all the insights, all the knowledge, all the info. They can look and see a situation and be like, this is my vision, this is my decision. All right, let's go and enact this. So it's a bit more about it's very much being in a leadership position. So whereas here, you were a bit of a one-man band doing all the grunt work yourself. Whereas here, you might be moving more to a leadership position where you have other people working alongside you. I don't really want to say under you, but perhaps under you. So, you know, rather than you doing all the work, you can sort of see what needs to happen, manage it, have a vision, and then delegate or, you know, coordinate a team, get everyone on board and share the workload. You don't have to carry it all because you're burnt out. Maybe you can delegate a bit more and lead rather than do. That's kind of cool. All right, so let's look at the cross energy. So this might be, you know, the challenge or the dilemma or, you know, an area of growth that you're currently investigating. So we've got, the Ace of Wands. Well, that's kind of cool. That leads into the King of Wands. So an Ace of Wands, wands are all about influence, opportunity, inspiration, vision, growth, abundance. So an Ace of Wands is a new opportunity that's come in. So it's inverted. So the challenge, I mean, if I'm looking here, you're trying to move from this burnt out knight to this king position. And it looks like you're just waiting for the right opportunity to come in. Maybe this is a career reading. Maybe you're in your current job and you're exhausted and there's no opportunity for growth, no opportunity for promotion. And you're just waiting for the next step. And what is it? You're ready to move on, ready to move into this more leadership role. So this is the challenge. What's the way forward? What's the way ahead? Okay, well, let's look at what you're consciously aware of about this situation. And we've got, the Eight of Wands. Okay, another card inverted. So Eight of Wands, as you can see here, these wands are just like flying through the air. So it's all about movement. It can be about, I guess, transition, maybe physical transition. If you're relocating, maybe you're moving house, maybe you're changing job. It can also be about communication. So maybe wherever you currently are, what your current situation is, maybe there's an opportunity to speak up and, you know, say, hey, this is the situation. And, you know, I feel like there's some opportunity here for us to move ahead, for us to move past this and there be more potential, more growth. Okay, so it looks like you're in an energy of transition. Like I said, it's inverted. So there's an aspect here of stagnation. So you're, wondering, waiting, what is this opportunity? What is the way forward? How do I move out of this into, a situation that's not about me burning myself out, but where I can achieve my vision and what values I want to enact into the world. Okay, so that's what you're consciously aware of. You're consciously aware there needs to be change and you're a bit stuck. So let's delve into what's unknown, what's in the unconscious. So we've got, if I can read it in my phone camera, the Queen of Cups upside down. So I would dare say that, so the Queen of Cups, they're very in tune with their own emotions. You can see here she's sitting next to the ocean. And the ocean represents the depth of the human heart and, all the different experiences and aspects that we can hold within our being. You can also see here she's staring into this cup. In most of the other cards in the cup suit, the cup is open on the top, but here the cup has a lid on it. And it's because she doesn't need to see into it to know what's going on. She's already very in tune and very aware of what's going on inside this cup. So there's this intuitive knowing as well about what's going on within herself and within that situation. I would also say that the Queen of Cups is very empathetic. So if this is inverted, I would perhaps say that whatever this current situation you're in, like I said, the Knight of Pentacles is very action-oriented. And perhaps you having to work at, 200% capacity, you've kind of had to shut your heart down a little and not be too invested. If you're wanting to be this King of Wands, you're wanting to have a vision, which is probably in line with your own values and what you think is important. But at the moment, you've currently shut your heart down. And that's hard, You're just trying to be dutiful, get the work done, do a good job, but it's not connected with your inner sense of satisfaction and what's important. And I would potentially also say it's maybe forced you to be a bit disconnected from the people alongside you. Your co-workers, your team, your boss. Or if it's not a work context, if there's your family, maybe you've shut down and you're not really connected to your family. If it's a community context, you're shut down, not really connected to your friends. You're just getting the bloody work done, and what you value and think is important, you've pushed aside, and what's best for everyone else in the situation, you've also pushed aside. The King of Wands has a vision for everyone's highest good and everyone's benefit. So I can see you kind of, the underlying energy that maybe you're not aware of is, what if you pushed aside? Because I would dare say your feelings, your emotions, your inner knowing is going to tell you about your current role and what's not doing it for you, what's not satisfying. And, if you need to move on, if you need to move to a different situation, different job, listening to your inner self is going to give you the direction or the values that you need to tune into to know where to go. Because, you can just jump from one job to another and you may end up in the exact same situation. But if, as you look ahead at your options and moving on, if you know what your values are and what's important to you, you can be discerning about what direction you go in. So you can make sure that, in your next role, situation, friendship group, whatever, that, your values align with the context. Sorry, that was a lot of information. I hope that made sense. All right, so let's move on to the advice about this problem, this stuck energy. And so we've got, the Lovers. Okay, well, maybe this isn't a work situation at all. Maybe this is Well, this is your advice. So I would dare say, if you're feeling a bit discombobulated, if you're feeling a bit burnt out, a bit disconnected, if you're not sure what your vision and values are, then maybe there's a certain someone in your life. Doesn't have to be romantic, could be your partner, could be family, could be a friend. Maybe the advice is that reconnecting with the people that are important to you is going to help you realign with your inner self. You know, it's really easy at work just to disconnect, get the job done, and sort of lose a bit of your humanness. But I think there's probably someone or a few people in your life that are really important to you, and I feel like if you could talk to them, share your situation, they're going to help you rediscover or unpack what's going on and what's important to you, so that you can make those decisions on how you're going to move forward and move ahead. That's kind of cool. All right, so in the next position, we've got the, come on, brain. It'll come to me. External factors. Ooh, the Knight of Wands. External factors. Okay, and inverted. Well, we had, the immediate future was the King of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is kind of the, I guess, lower, I guess, the less leveled up version of the King. That was a very clunky way of saying that. But, you know, the Knight of Wands kind of like is very idealistic, very passionate, rushes in, sort of changes direction, and it's inverted, and it's an external factor. So perhaps there's different people around you who can see what's going on, and maybe they're pressuring you or forcing you to make a decision. Perhaps your boss can see that you're not happy in your job. Perhaps your family can see that you're not happy in your job. And they're like, well, come on then. Either, you know, make a decision, move on, quit, get a new job. And that's all a bit rash. And you don't want to have this hasty energy. You want to be a bit more contemplative, and you want to make sure that whatever decision you make on how to move forward, it's in alignment with your values and with what you find fulfilling. So I would dare say these external factors of being rash, rushing into situations, being hasty, making a snap decision, I would say just pace yourself. This energy perhaps isn't helpful at the moment. All right, so we're going to move on to hopes and fears. We've got, another inverted card, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh. So I guess you very much desire change. You very much desire things to turn in your favor. You know, you've been working so hard for so long, and you just need things to change. You need to be in a situation where the effort you put in is also the reward you get out of it. You know, you build or invest into a company, then you get the reward. Maybe that's you get new experiences, you get training, you get a promotion, you get a new title. There needs to be some equality there, not just you burning yourself out and there being no, I guess, no progression, no goal, no target. And this is sitting in your hopes and fears because, and it's upside down. So it's like you desperately want this change, but you're afraid that you're just going to be stuck and there isn't a way out. Well, we saw the advice. You've got people around you that can help you process this and help you discover, you know, if you are going to move on to a new situation. I know I've been using work as the situation here. It doesn't have to be, but it kind of just I don't know, the energy, the reading, the energy of the cards, it feels like a work career reading. You might not know what you want to do next. You might not know what your gifts and skills and talents are. You might not know how you can add value to the world, to a workplace, to your family, to your community. Ask the people around you. They know who you are. They know your strengths and weaknesses. They know what makes you tick. They know what you're passionate about. So don't feel like you're stuck. Yeah. Get that advice, get those insights, and then don't just rage quit. You know, put those feelers out there, and the right job or the right situation will come up at the right time. All right, most likely outcome. Drum roll. Oh, the Page of Wands. Okay. Well, we've had a lot of Wands energy, a lot of movement, a lot of vision, a lot of manifestation. And so we've got this progression here. The goal is to be the King of Wands in a place where your vision and values and what you say and do has impact and meaning. We looked at the Knight and we talked about how it's not just about rushing in, making snap decisions, following any opportunity, any lead, any whim. It's not about that fast energy. So the Page is actually a lot slower energy. It's about being in a position of openness, learning, investigation, questioning. So I think the outcome here is maybe a bit of patience is required. I have a feeling with the Page of Wands, it's going to take a little bit of time to discover, do a bit of self-discovery, look at what's important to you, what your drivers are, but then also be open and investigate and see what opportunities are out there and where can you find that line up. Where are you best suited to go? What's going to match? What's going to lead you to being in this King of Wands position? So I would say be open, investigate, ask questions, and take it slowly. I mean, the Eight of Wands was inverted. So this can also be stuck energy, or it can also be that this change isn't going to happen immediately. So Eight of Wands is fast. It's very fast moving. Inverted, I think it means just take your time. And in that, if you're... Whoops, that's the wrong Knight. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, there he is. If you're this burnt out Knight of Pentacles, it might be that you need some rest. You know, slow down in what you're currently doing. Don't rush. Don't just jump ship and go from one thing to another. Slow down. Take some time out. Do some exploration, self-discovery, research, contemplation. Figure out what it is that's important to you. And then you're eventually going to get to this position where everything's in alignment and you can not just exhaust yourself, but do something that has meaning and impact and I guess has value, and you reap some sort of reward or benefit from what you invest, and not just, you know, frontline, give, pour yourself out. Yeah. All right, I think I'm going to leave it there. I hope that was helpful, beneficial. Hope it resonated. Like I said, I'm just starting doing these online YouTube videos. So leave you know, your comments and feedbacks below in the comments. I'll read through them and take them on board. If there's things you liked or if there's any suggestions that you have, throw it in. I'll open myself up to it. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye.